Yo, what's going on? It's your homie Brian.
And it is your boy Jon.
Jon, my guy. What's going on, dog?
What is going on, sir? Hey, I can't complain. How was your weekend?
Sir, it was cool, man.
Yes.
I actually linked up with my cousin who lives 10 minutes away from me. So
Nice.
yeah, on the good old 4th of July there. And how about yours, sir? How are you, sir?
I'm good. Well, I worked.
Oh, yes. I did as well, sir. I did as well.
Yeah. I worked like the day of, like.
Me too, sir.
July, so.
Me too.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Shit. Well, you're in the same boat.
Yeah.
There you go. You know, I worked an impromptu double shift.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, I didn't rock with that too much, but it is what it is. So.
Tis with tease.
But what else is going on with you, sir?
Sir, I just been getting through this hot summer down here in the South.
Mm-hmm.
It's been
South.
Hey man, I enjoy the South, it's different. Different from I am originally from right outside Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
Mm-hmm.
Moved to the South live outside of Atlanta, Georgia, in these there suburbs, in McDonough, Georgia, yeah. So it's I like it, man. It's quiet. It's hot though, Jon. It's hot, but it's chill,
sure.
man. I enjoy the South.
It's hot up here too, in the DC area,
The DMV.
The DMV, yeah. But yeah, it's hot up here too. We got a monsoon type thing. Another tropical storm is coming from down south as well, coming up. And I'm sorry about the Miami people. You heard about that? The people in Miami.
The condo.
The condo. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. That's it's real sad, bro.
Tragic.
Yeah.
Yeah. With another hurricane or something that's coming up from Cuba or something coming up there. So it's like there's a lot going on in this world we live in right now.
Yeah, man. Life is it's random, right? It's really really random, and I'm grateful for the be able to sit here and chill with my homie. You know what I mean?
Yes.
All day I play radio.
Likewise, sir.
Episode 35. 35.
Yeah.
Bro,
and you know what else came out?
This is
why. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
What else came out, bro? I'm sorry.
The crossplay for Overwatch came out last week. We had a very special guest last week, so we couldn't being Alan Lee, go check it out. Episode 34. It's on YouTube.
Check it out.
On YouTube later on tonight. It's on all your favorite podcasting platforms. But we didn't get to talk about the current state of Overwatch.
Yes, sir.
We're avid Overwatch players, and
yes.
We didn't talk about it. We'd be remiss if we didn't. So, what are your thoughts on the new crossplay situation going on?
I'll be honest, sir.
Be brutally honest, sir.
I feel like, here's the thing about the watch of overs, right? It just really makes me feel like I am just either really bad at this game and don't realize it, or I am an absolute phenomenal Overwatch player. Like, I don't know which one I am, Jon.
And you'll never know, because that's one of the problems with the damn game, because they don't tell you if you're bad or good.
Yeah.
If you're part of a good team and you're trash, you
get to win.
Hey, I'm great. I won, right? I would just won like 4 games in a row. So yes. I'm awesome, even though I have 1,000 healing with Brig. I'm great. So, it's one of those deals. But
I'm very much ready
That's one of the many issues.
for Overwatch 2, John. Very much
Why
ready.
is this about to be a regurgitation of this?
John, I just kind of need, I mean, it's obvious, right, that the progression of the game has slowed tremendously, right? And I really, really enjoyed, the fact that it was like, okay, you pay $60, you get new characters, new maps, you don't pay anything extra for it. Who knows if that'll continue in the second one, because you know how it be in this industry, but I enjoyed that, but obviously that's kind of it's been a trickle for a long time now since they've been working on the Watches of Overs 2, the sequel, not to be confused with, I don't know where I was going with that, so scrub that, John. I'm sorry.
Keep going.
So not to be confused, with, I just feel like it's time. It's like when Destiny 2 came out. I was like, this is like way too fast, right? But I feel like Overwatch 2 should have been out at the very least this year. And it's not. It'll be out next year.
Ready. They're working out on the Overwatch 1 right now is kind of like a Frankenstein type of thing. They're trying to get all the kinks and they're trying to figure out what will work. You know what I mean? So they throw in this crossplay, which will probably be implemented into Overwatch 2.
Yeah, absolutely.
They cut the sixth person out, so it's 5v5. They're just trying. I think it's trial and error for them right now. They're trying to see what people like, dislike. They should know by now, right? But I think they're still working shit out. E3, we got a whopping, Batista and Sombra skin. So they're still doing shit. I think it's gonna be all right. But if they just need to fix a lot of shit, man. In my opinion, like some of the characters to me is broken. We had this debate with my friends that we were playing with a couple weeks back. I was like, I feel that right now it's not great, and everybody thinks it's the greatest that it's ever been. But all these new characters, and then you gotta figure out new balances, and then some people are broken, Reinhardt, and it's just a lot of stuff going on that needs to be changed with the game. But we'll see what happens. I mean, I'm sure you're gonna be first in line to get it. I'm probably will too.
Yeah, I mean, like we can't
can't end it here.
You can't not get Overwatch 2 like at launch. You have to. Like
Why can't I, sir? What? Can't I keep Overwatch 1 and they just put the Overwatch 2 shit in there? Isn't that what they're doing?
Sir.
Are they still doing that?
Sir. I swear, sir. No, we have to get Overwatch.
I'm kind of concerned about giving them any more money. Sir.
Oh my gosh. Are you serious?
This addiction needs to stop, sir.
Oh, nah, bro. You can
I can't. I'm probably going to get it.
You have to.
I am getting it? Okay.
Yeah, you are. If I have to get it for you myself, I shall, sir. I will not storm the beaches of Normandy without you, sir.
Oh, man.
Which is what, shit. We're not going to play Overwatch 2 and you still playing Overwatch 1? What kind of shit is that?
You are not staying on this sinking ship alone, sir. I will join you in your great crusade against others in Overwatch and just go through the same tormentuous hell that we've been going through.
But at least
I'm probably going to get it, no bullshit.
At least it'll be shiny, I'm excited for it. And I feel good that I'm still excited for it. Like even though I hate Overwatch to death, I love it so much, right?
I completely forgot about Overwatch 2 until you bring it up in conversation. I just forget about it every single time. I'm like, oh, shit, another one is coming out.
Yo, I'm so hyped for Overwatch 2. Like, I don't know. I feel like how I used to feel as a kid waiting for a sequel to a game without like the internet the way it is now and not knowing anything about what's about to happen Whether or not, at least I know with Overwatch 2 there is a sequel, but
The internet's ruined a lot of shit. Like, even wrestling. Like, it's, you just know everything that's about to happen. And I don't even watch it as much as I do anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, ever since COVID began last year, I don't watch wrestling like I used to.
Really?
Yeah. I watch pay-per-views. I watch, like, the events like WrestleMania and SummerSlam and, Money in the Bank and stuff like that, which is coming up soon. But, like Raw and SmackDown and all that, I don't...
Yo, I don't know what happened. I'm trying to think, like, I don't remember when I was just like, yo, you know what? This wrestling stuff right here, yo, I'm good on that. I mean, it happened a long time ago, but I don't remember, like, what the catalyst was. I feel like...
Was John Cena around when you stopped watching?
Nah.
So it was when the Attitude Era.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah,
That's when a lot of people fell off.
I was just like, okay, that was cool. All right. What else is there to do? And I just stopped. And I still continued my other, nerd tropes, My anime, my gaming was still, heightened, as a young, proud black warrior, Brother Ba Ak,
But yeah, like, is Overwatch 2 coming to the Switch like it is now? Like, that's the only way I could, like, play with you while I'm at work now.
Yeah, well,
I'm
John,
kind of grateful. Like, my views
on
the crossplay is like, that's a blessing for me. So I could just play on the Switch and play with you, but you just completely frown upon Switch having serious gameplay. So it's like, it works fine for me. I'm not the issue. I'll be telling you, I can look and see what other Switch play. I'm like, I'm the only Switch player on this game, so you cannot blame the system anymore.
Yo, every time we're on crossplay Overwatch and we lose, I'll be like, damn Switch players, yo.
It's because I'm like,
John be the only one.
But I'm the only one.
Yeah, it's just another reason for me to complain about my lack of skill, I guess. Overwatch is weird, man. It's a very psychological game for me, I guess. Like, if I feel like I'm going to play like shit, I'm going to play like shit.
Well, maybe you'll be better on the Switch.
I just, honestly, I miss my PS4 controller. Like, I don't like the PS5 controller. It's like, I don't know. It's like I don't.
It's just not what you're used to. Is that what it is, or is it just is it that drastically different?
So I like the PS4 controller. Like, when I think about it, like, that's my favorite controller ever, right? I feel like the PS5 controller, like, with the technology that it has, it's cool and all that other stuff, but it's a little larger. I felt like I know sometimes people say, like, PlayStation controllers are too small, and maybe I just don't have, like, I have long fingers, but I don't know, like, the PlayStation 4 controller I could, like, manhandle, you know what I'm saying? I could, like, get my whole hand around it so that utilizing the right analog stick, I could be a little bit more fine-tuned in my aiming, John.
I mean, change the sensitivity, Brian.
It's not just the sensitivity, it's just the feel of the controller. It just feels larger for no reason. It feels like chunkier, honestly. Like, if you look at the PS5 controller straight on, it looks all sleek and everything like that.
Yeah, it does.
But it's thick, It's definitely thick. And like, there's nothing wrong with being thick, I'm a fan, you know what I'm saying? But I just
okay.
I just don't want my controller, I like the PS4 controller,
Right.
So, for real though, there's nothing wrong with that, the thick, just when it comes to my controllers, I want them.
Is that 2C's thick or is it CK?
What? I'm not following,
It's
you know.
that social media jargon is over your head. Okay,
Oh gosh, yeah, I'm terrible.
yeah,
I'm sorry,
because it'd be
you
like
all.
people be like THICC. We're old, ladies and gentlemen.
TH.
Sorry.
Hold on. So, oh, okay. So yeah, I have to. Yeah. So I have to like when people read me letters in words, I have to really slowly process them. And it's interesting because in my line of work, I am used to taking people's phone numbers literally all the time, right? To look up their account. And sometimes, like, yeah, it just will be like, you're saying these numbers too fast. So, yeah, you can't say letters, you know, because I have to spell it out, you know.
Jeez.
I'm sorry, John. I'm
Sorry.
sorry. I'm sorry for the disappointment.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Another thick system that's coming out is Nintendo Switch OLED that was just announced a few hours ago.
Yes. So is that the
Are you
official name?
purchasing this? That's what I'm calling it. That's what I saw. It didn't say Pro or anything. That was omitted.
I mean, are you surprised? So John, how do you feel? Do you feel like this is a half step, or do you feel this is a, you know?
I feel it's the equivalent of a PS4 Pro, like you said, from beginning. I feel it's just a upgraded version of the Switch.
But I don't feel like it's a.
Will I be getting?
No, it's not.
No.
It's not. No, it's not the equivalency of a PlayStation Pro.
How isn't it?
Did they change the internals at all?
I'm sure they did. Probably. I don't know. I didn't
Is
look
it?
at the specs yet. It just
Yeah.
got
Is it?
announced.
Is it? Oh yeah. I mean, is so I thought it was just like a larger screen and like
It's a
OLED.
larger screen. It has LAN. They didn't. Did they not change like? I'm investigating this now. I'm sorry.
No, you're good because
I wasn't prepared for that.
no, you're fine. I just thought that I don't know. I just thought it was just a screen, you know, the OLED change, you know, the LAN thing that you were talking about. I didn't know that there was like a bump up in specs because PS4 Pro is a bump up in specs. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, that's when you say PlayStation 4 Pro versus a regular PS4, you know, and even, you know, the upgrade from the Xbox One to the Xbox One X, you know, those were, you know, sizable upgrades, especially the Xbox One X. But this seems just to be like a
Yeah, it's still 1080p, and there's no Nvidia chip upgrade. It's coming out the gate at 350 October
okay.
8th.
How much?
It's gonna be 64 gig.
How much is a standard Switch? 350 or 300?
300. It's
So
300.
they're charging more for this. This is
Unless you have some special jump like the Animal Crossing one or something like
okay.
that.
But this isn't like replacing the standard Switch.
No. It's going to be alongside the Switch Lite, the Switch, and then this.
So, see, this is why, John. This is why I get on you about supporting them, John.
Okay.
Because this
Are we doing this?
We are, John. This is nothing, and charge me extra $50.
What you mean?
So literally, what they did. Everyone's been anticipating a Switch Pro that has some sort of 4K, you know, some sort of like, you know, actual benefit than just like, oh, here's a, you know, a better screen quality, you know. And I don't want to say like actual because I'm gonna probably buy it, you know.
You are right.
But this is bullshit, Jonathan Moon.
That you're going to buy. But the thing about it is that the thing about it is that, you know, for people that don't have a Switch, this could be better. And so,
okay.
You know, everybody doesn't have one, especially after the drought from last year. Well, they're, you know, restocking the regular Switch.
But why wouldn't they just replace, right? Because original Switch came out 2017, right? So it's been out for 4 years. Why wouldn't they just replace the original model with this? Get rid of that, charge the same amount, but they're going to have two SKUs, the original and this one, and God forbid they do standard Nintendo shit where they get rid of the old one and then the new one is 350 and it's like, oh, well, you can get a light for 200. No, see, this is that Nintendo shit, John.
Who's to say that the original Switch isn't still, you know, they're canceling production on that? I heard about that too a couple of months ago when they said this was going to be the Pro. They said they're going to stop production on the old Switches, but they're still out in the wild, so they still have to advertise them because they still have to make money. But, you know, they could cease production on that and just push this forward along. And then the Nintendo Switch 2 Pro, whatever they want to call the next one, is gonna, is gonna come out and just sweep all those. And they still pushing the Switch Lite. So what the hell?
But how much is? But so if this is 350, standard Switch is 300. The
Right.
Lite is 200 or 250.
200.
200,
It's 200.
right? So if they get rid of the standard Switch, which is a $300 SKU, and they don't substitute that $300 SKU, but only sell the 350 SKU and the 200 SKU, then that makes you have to, if you want to have an in-home experience with a dock Switch as well, that means you have to spend $50 over what they initially offered. It's
But
what
they
I
offer
called
more features. But they offer more features. They're not just painting lipstick on a pig and reselling it. They added more shit. What do you mean?
They barely did. Within 4 years, they added an OLED screen, which has been on phones for literally the past 4,000 years. So it's not like this is like this insanely, brandly new expansion of technology that Nintendo's finally stumbled upon. The reality is, if they do get rid of the regular SKU, they are huge douchebags for doing so, because they're now forcing you to spend $50 more if you want to have an in-home experience with a Switch.
They're not forcing anything. They're just advertising the Switch. Later on, if you want another one, some people will trade this one in,
right,
to get the new one, which to me is foolish, but that's not me.
Bro.
But
I hate Nintendo. I cannot go.
I don't understand why.
Because,
like,
John,
you're nitpicking at this point.
I am not nitpicking. The reality is they artificially make their previous generation of the same thing obsolete to sell you something that costs more money. That it's already been out for 4 years. So you mean to tell me you're going to eliminate something that is the same amount, that that has been the same amount for 4 years, to only make something that's slightly better for $50 more? Like, but eliminate that option that I had before.
$50. Okay, so I guess the LAN support is free. I guess the fact that the screen is like what half an inch bigger is free. They had to produce this.
And yes,
okay,
yes, I understand that. But if they get rid of the standard Switch, right? If they get rid of that $300 SKU and only have this newer SKU that costs more money, then it's just kind of like you're just getting $50 in OLED technology and all this other stuff. Yeah, it comes with a LAN. Like, bro,
some people are into that.
Bro, this is old as shit technology. This isn't breathtakingly new technology that like they have to. I'm saying, so if they go with this route and they eliminate the original Switch and only have the Lite and this new Switch that's $350, then what happens when the Pro comes out, John? Then that means it's obviously
if it comes out. Who's to say that's still coming out? Because the internet killed that. We had rumors of that, and they probably were on the docket to get that. But
it's Nintendo.
The internet,
it's Nintendo. They will totally come out.
What does that mean?
That means it'll come out with it next year or 2 years from now, and then charge $450. Bro, like, that's what I'm talking about.
Are you buying this? Yes or no?
Yeah, I'm gonna get it.
Okay, so you went from the Switch. You went from the Switch to the Switch Lite to this. So what do you?
John, I'm not.
Who's winning?
I'm not. Yeah, it's not. Just because I choose to do stuff like that doesn't mean it's still not.
A lot of people probably. I'm not saying. I'm saying you're not the only one that does stuff like that.
But
that's why they keep doing stuff like that.
Anti-consumer. Like, let's call a spade a spade. It's anti-consumer. I don't care if I'm gonna do it or not. I don't care how many people are gonna do it. Like, that's the problem. The problem is, like, everyone will always give them a pass for doing stupid shit like this, but they will totally drag everyone else in the mud for it. Bro, don't let me call my cousin.
Who did they drag?
Antonio. Who did they? He will pull something out.
I need to find a friend, but. But who are they screwing over? Not you.
No. I'm not saying, but I'm just saying, like, if they do that and they get rid of that option, you know what I'm saying? And then the only other option is for you to either spend more money or get a Lite. It's just still just like, I mean, they could do whatever they want. Like, at the end of the day, like I said, I'll buy it. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? Because that's me. This is my hobby. You know what I mean? So, like, there's kind of like a different type of expenditure that I'm willing to spend. But the reality is, like, it's still anti-consumer, and people act like Nintendo's not anti-consumer as hell, and then, like, it just goes unnoticed. But if Sony or Microsoft were to do the same thing, people would literally call for their heads.
What would have blown you away? Like, what could have they have done?
I
to
think
make Brian be like, "Oh shit, this
listen,
is groundbreaking."
you come out with another Switch, you charge $400 if it's a Pro, and you keep the same SKU at $300, like whatever. You have, I guess right now at this point, I would rather a Switch 2 than a Switch Pro. You know what I mean? Something that you can't play, in the long run on the original Switch. You could do some cross-gen stuff for a while, and then it takes off and it's its own console. But I guess that's just me just enjoying new consoles more than anything. So, I don't.
Isn't that what PS5 is doing?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I would rather like something like that. I would rather like an actual, like, new console and successor. You know what I mean?
Not?
No, it's not a successor. No, the PS4 Pro is not a successor to a PS4. The Xbox One X is not a successor to the Xbox One. Like, they're still the same, same generation. They just, upgrades or whatever.
I feel for people that do not own a Switch, this would be a huge purchase. However, if you own a Switch, I don't necessarily think that it would be the right course of action for you to trade your shit in and get it. That's my take on it.
Whatever, yo.
You have two of them. I don't see them. I mean.
Yeah. Well, one, because I need to upgrade my regular one, because the controller doesn't work. Joy-Con.
You can buy another one, but I
don't know I don't know if that'll fix it, because it just when it's slid into place, it says it's not. It says it can't see the controller, so I don't know if it's the actual Switch or if it's just the Joy-Con, So I don't know, dog.
I know. I think you just like Nintendo on the low, and that is okay,
bro. I
welcome, brother.
Bro, I have a Stadia, bro. Like, I have everything gaming.
Yeah, I told you that was disgusting. We went through that.
I get everything gaming, so it doesn't matter if I purchase it. Doesn't mean
Do you have an Oculus?
No, my daughter has one.
Oh, close enough. Damn it, you win. But I got some rundown for you, sir.
Sir, the rundown.
Ladies and gentlemen, yes. Hopefully everybody had a great and safe 4th of July weekend for those that celebrated.
You saw that NHL player died this weekend? He got hit in the chest, I guess, with a firework?
Oh, my God. Yeah. Morbid. No, I didn't hear about that.
Bro.
Jesus.
Yeah.
No, I didn't hear about that. Oh, gosh. Now,
I'm sorry.
Why would you say that after my sentence?
I'm sorry.
Now that another Independence Day is behind us, let's look forward with some great independent games. Independence Day, independent games. We're trying to keep the theme here on All Day I Play Radio. Folks.
I see it.
Brian and I will tell you guys our favorite and highly recommended indie games. Also, Sony is finally stepping up to the plate. With leading game companies snatching every dev company up in sight, Sony feels they need to protect their partnerships as well. What with Housemarque being the most recent acquisition, we give our thoughts and discuss the future of the acquisition races. But, sir, what have you acquired this week? Because I just want to know what you've been playing all day, bro.
Sir, I have literally been playing. I fired up the old Borderlands 3 there, and I have been romping through Pandora and Promethea, Athenas, yeah, man, I just kind of wanted to jump back into that. There's a lot of I got the season pass when it first came out. I'm a huge Borderlands fan. BT Dub. Really enjoyed the first two, and was very, very ho hum on the pre-sequel bullshit that there was at the end of PS3 and Xbox 360's life cycle. But huge fan of the series. Didn't play the Tales of the Borderlands, the Telltale game. I have it though because it was free on PSN 1 month. So I got that. But never played it. But so yeah, I've been playing Borderlands 3. I kind of want to do something with Borderlands that I've never done before. In the past, like, you know, Nick and I would play like the shit out of Borderlands 1 and 2, but we would just play it for the story and play over and over again. But we just never really like got into like the end game, you know, content. So this time I want to really get into it. Like I said, I had the DLCs, you know, so I've never played them. So yeah, anyone that wants to play Borderlands 3, if you're into Borderlands 3, I have it on PlayStation. So I know that's not it's not in the cross-play sphere.
Oh.
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Nah, Sony was on some, you know, I guess something else. I don't know. At least that's what I guess Gearbox said. You know, PlayStation is not going to be a part of the cross-play thing. So
you have some choice words about them later on in the show, don't you?
Yeah. So, you know, but yeah, you know, if you want to hit me up on Instagram, DM me at BrianP_83 on Instagram.
Throw your gamer tag up there?
Nah.
Okay.
Nah, because I think it's B-Mizzy on PlayStation. Yeah, somehow I was able to get that dash in there.
Was that not allowed or something?
Nah, I don't believe so. Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Yeah. So so if you're able, you know, if you want to join, I guess the dash is available. Yeah, I don't know what I'm talking about.
It's okay.
I don't think I could do it on Xbox though. I don't think I could use a dash on Xbox. Back in the day, I don't remember. But yeah, so anyone wants to join, and I'm playing as the operative. I really miss playing as Flak. So, but
any of these people, I played with you like 9 times. I don't know any of the people you're referencing.
That robot dude that I had and would send out like the dogs and shit like that, and the spider and the jabber.
Is that the funny little robot? What's his name? Claptrap?
Nah, not Claptrap. I was a robot. My character, like I would send out like I remember I had a pet with me and shit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I miss him so, or it, because it's a binary,
yeah,
entity. So yes, so yeah, I miss playing with Flak. I should have started a new game with Flak again.
Did you miss Borderlands?
Yes, I was talking to Nick about it, and he was just kind of like, he felt like it was more like shooty and not, you know, not really, he didn't really get anything out of it. And I think it's just kind of because it's a different type of game. It's more of a, you know, as we went into the next generation in the PS4 and Xbox One, you know, we had all these what are they called? Live service games, you know, Destinies, and you know, they're just a little bit more. They're more. They evolved from, you know, more of that Borderlands RPG, just shooter, you know, and Borderlands is still kind of more of a straightforward RPG than that, you know. So I think, you know, over time you just kind of, you know, get more acclimated to more of an innovative, newer system, you know. So it makes sense. So Borderlands did feel like more last gen, right? You know, it just did. You know, it always has. But you know, right now I want. That's what I want to play. So I'm gonna keep playing the shit out of it. I'm gonna beat it over and over and again, over and over again. And you know, it has a lot of end game stuff in it. I got a lot of DLC for it, and there's even more DLC available. You know, that I haven't. You know, so yeah, man. Yeah.
My wife loves that game, by the way.
I'm a min-max, John. I'm a min-max my character. I've never done that before, so.
You had to explain to me the other day what that was. I was like, what the hell are you talking about?
Yeah. It's all good, though, you know.
It is.
You know, min-maxing is when you basically do everything in your power to minimize and maximize your character to be the greatest character it could ever be. So there's a lot of grinding to get there, to get different um, items, weapons, shields. There's a lot of grinding to get that. So the problem that I've had with the newer style of action RPG, live service, the Anthems, even the Destinies, the Divisions, it's just not enough content usually upon release. So you spend,
They do that on purpose.
Well, I mean,
I feel
like, so for me, John, I was excited as a young 30-year-old to be. I always wanted to play an MMO, right? I always wanted to, have something like, because I would always see people playing MMOs, massively multiplayer online role playing games. The EverQuests back in the day, John, if you would, the World of Warcrafts.
Wow.
I had EverQuest on PS2. Me, Nick, and Curve used to play that shit. But
oh gosh, never had it.
Yeah, it looked awful.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you for justifying my non-purchase.
Oh my goodness, you have no idea. I think I just feel like I was excited to have that on a console, right? So it's like these MMOs, but Final Fantasy 14 was on, PS4, and but I still wanted, more of a just a very much a communal environment to kind of venture out into,
Right.
And that's why I was excited for like the Destinies back in the day, but they just never really had enough content for me. Like they just like you would just be like, oh, okay, like so now I have to do the same thing over and over and over again. Like, bro, like I just beat your game. It took me 20 hours. And like you don't have enough content for me to really like get into anything else.
Oh yeah, see, like shit like that, I never got into. Like EverQuest, like he just pulled up. Brian just pulled up EverQuest Online Adventure. Just the title alone turned me off. But yeah, I saw that and I was like, yeah, nah. It was probably one of the things I picked up in GameStop, turned it around, and just put it back and kept moving.
Bro, we was playing monthly service fees, you know what I mean?
Oh, and that too, like another bill. No, oh.
Bro, we were playing.
When did that come out?
This came out probably, after 2000. But yeah, man, this is look at this shit, bro. Bro, look at this. No, it didn't look good back then though. Like back then, this didn't look good. Like
yeah, no, that's horrible. Like compare Final Fantasy X to that.
Yeah. I mean, this
trash.
But
even Final Fantasy 11 looked better than that.
I don't think, but I think you couldn't. This is probably the breadth and the scope of what you could do back then. Look
at the dragon.
Yeah, you can't. Listen, man. I literally would run for like 2 minutes and turn back around and be like, all right, that's too far out. You know what I mean? I don't know where I'm at. You know what I'm saying?
Everything looks the same, so how would you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Look how blocky they are.
Yep. I had a keyboard and everything, We played.
You were all in.
Yeah, and our friend Curvain, he was really in. And he's and then he was really into like Final Fantasy 11, that online game. Yeah, but so I was really like excited for like this to kind of come to console more or less and be like a new style of game. It's like I said, it just didn't have enough content. So, it's refreshing for me to go back and play Borderlands and really like, just play the shit out of it because it has a lot of content. So that's just how I feel, John.
And you're entitled to that, sir.
Sir! What have you been playing all day, sir?
Okay, so like again, Spiritfarer was my game last week. I haven't beaten it yet. I wanted to take a quick break from that.
Okay.
It was hitting me in the feels a little too hard. I almost had a
Understand.
breakdown. It was hitting too close to home. Let's say that.
Understand.
I went to the other side of the emotional spectrum
Okay.
of the world and went to Doki Doki Literature Club Plus that just released this past week on all systems and outside of PC because it was on PC for like 5 years.
Okay.
But I got on. I was like, I always wanted to get that, but I never, I just don't PC game. So I got on Switch. Bro, again, like last week, I hate myself apparently. I'm just not a
Okay.
fan of myself. I just got this. I've never played a straight up visual novel game before.
Okay.
I've played games with visual novel elements like Catherine, Full
Uh-huh.
Body, Phoenix Wright,
Mm-hmm.
Persona,
Right.
Persona 3 Portable especially.
Uh-huh.
But dude, okay, so the game and you just found out it was a horror game before like, you know, we got on. You thought it was like a comedy or something. No,
Well,
it's nothing fun.
because you
It's
keep
nothing funny about this shit.
the way you talk about it though, like you kind of make it sound like it's funny.
Because I have to laugh to mask the fear that was within. Okay, so the game takes place in like little fictional high schools with four girls. You're playing the self. You know yourself. You name yourself in the beginning of the game. You just like it's you.
Okay.
So you're basically the protagonist or whatever you want to call it. You're the main character. And so you meet up with these four girls and all of them are like infatuated with you.
Okay.
And so I'm not going to give too much spoilers here. It's been out for 5 years, but some people are just, experiencing this for the first time like me because, they didn't just done game on Steam or whatever. But,
Right.
it's four girls and, you're in a literature club. So they give you like 20 words to pick from. You build a poem with those 20 words. And one of that poem you made will reflect to some girls, will reflect to others. Either way, they become more and more infatuated with you. And these girls have like serious psychological issues,
Okay.
deep-rooted mental issues. And so you're going through the game and shit. One of the girls is just not liking the fact that you're messing with these other three girls. So she deletes them. And so when she deletes them, they die in like horrific ways. It's just the craziest
What are
shit.
you
Like
playing, sir?
that's what I was asking myself. I was like, why am I doing? I was like, what the fuck am I playing right now? Like, I was like, what is this? I was playing in the dark. And so I was playing it at work when I was like by myself at 11 to 7 in an abandoned no, not abandoned, but like an empty lobby, you know what I mean?
Right.
So I'm like,
You hearing noises and shit.
hearing shit that's just not there and shit. But it was crazy, yo. Like it glitches sometimes. Like you could be playing, they'd
On
be like,
purpose?
hey, how you? Yeah, like on purpose. It's so deep. It has you messing with the files.
What?
Like the girl deletes all your save files.
What?
She goes like, yeah, like if you play on PC, you of course you go into the directory and stuff, like your documents and stuff, or the Steam directory. Or the games directory, the root directory. And then, but on Switch, it builds up, it comes on like a computer. I was like, why is it starting up like this? But it has a thing called files. And when you go into files, it pulls up something like, if you're looking on your PC.
Right.
And, it'll have Monica, it'll have Sayori, it'll have Yuri and Natsuki. These are the girls' names.
Okay.
And so, like, when you go back in after a girl dies, their name is gone. Like, she deletes them. And so like before they die, like their necks will snap and start darting towards you, like the ring, like darting towards you. And then you'll find one girl hanging and another girl's cutting herself. It's a lot. It's only a 6-hour game,
You beat it?
If you're in
Did you beat it?
I did beat it. I got one of the endings. And with all that said, I think I want to get the other ending now. I'm a horror game fan, but that actually, from when it starts off like a dating sim. That's the crazy thing. You have no idea, like anything's gonna happen, but shit goes left extremely. Like the first half is fine. The second half, I had goosebumps the entire second half of the game because that tense feeling. You just know something's gonna happen. Sometimes it didn't. Sometimes it did.
Right.
It's one of those. It was definitely an experience, yo. If you're into horror shit,
are you into? So this was your first. You said this is your first digital novel, right?
Yeah.
So is this? So are you going?
My first real one, yeah.
Are you going to continue this? You know, this. So I really always
do.
I enjoy like watching your, like when you experience new genres or new like gameplay types or whatever. Like I always like enjoy watching you be like, okay, now you're gonna go to the next one. Like I always watch like being able to sit here and witness, Jonathan Moon's ascension into gaming. You know what I mean? Like just all these different types of games that you play. It's always like really cool for me to watch from the sidelines because I ain't playing that shit.
Bro, you should play it.
You're right. I'm not playing that
Get
shit.
Get your adrenaline pumping.
No, I'm not playing that. No.
It will totally destroy you. I'm not gonna hold you. Like, like Resident Evil 8 didn't even scare me like this. Like it's not even. I can't even use the word scary for it. It's like horrifying, yes.
Right.
Shocking, yes.
Okay.
Is definitely 100,000% creepy. And that's the thing. That's why I had goosebumps. I had goosebumps the entire second half of the game, yo. Because stuff would just happen. Like you'll be talking to a girl, and then all of a sudden she's in your face like that, like.
And you were playing on Switch, right?
I was playing on Switch, but I had it docked too. Sometimes I played it docked. Sometimes when I was at work, I played it handheld. But either way was bad. Because you're holding it. I was trying not to throw my shit because I was about to throw. But yeah, you'll be talking to. You know how like on Persona or any other RPG that has like the portrait next to their, it's like that. But all of a sudden you'll talk to a girl and she gets turned on by what you said, or she really likes what you said. She'll just jump in your face and be like, "Do you like my poem?" And it'll be make little sound effects and stuff. It was the freakiest shit I've ever played in my life.
It reads it all out to you though, John. You don't have to.
Do
you have to read it?
Oh yeah, it's no talking.
Oh gosh, yeah.
And that adds to it. That adds to it. No, it does. I say check it out if you're not by yourself, because I know how you are with horror shit, but it's an experience for sure.
So we're gonna find the next digital novel for you. See.
Okay.
I want
to play Famicom.
Okay, let's like make a thing out of this.
Oh no, a thing.
Yeah, why not?
All right, I am with new shit, so we'll see.
I
mean, I enjoyed this. I thoroughly. I'm gonna try to get that other ending too, so we'll see.
Okay.
But there's so many twists and turns in that damn game, yo. Like, but I recommend it.
Okay.
It was good.
I'm not gonna play it.
You need to play it, yo. Just come on, yo.
Nah.
No, if you can't play Resident Evil, you can't play this. This is more psychological. That's the shit that fucks me up more than like actual stuff just jumping out at me. I'm like, okay, whatever. I can just shoot it in the face. It's gonna be gone. Right. But like this is more so stuff lingers in your mind. The music all of a sudden stops sometimes, like out of nowhere. And then that just moment of tension is just always gonna be there through the second half. Like from Act 2 to Act 4. You're on edge the entire time, and they did a good job like doing that. So, Team Salvato, I think, made this game, but yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I want to see. I want to see what your next digital novel experience is going to be.
Yeah, like I said, I want to do Famicom. I want to research that for me, B.
Okay.
Just find some visual novels for the Switch. That can.
It has to be on the Switch.
It has to be on the Switch, yeah.
Famicom, yeah, I did see that. Why, the Detective Club, right? The Famicom, yeah. Why haven't you? I think that should be the next.
Yeah, I might get into that.
Damn, it's $60. You get 2 games.
That might be a reason why I just kept scrolling. I don't know.
Well, I think one's you can get one. There's 2 of them, I guess. You can get one for $35, the other $35, or you can get both for $60.
I'm on both, so
yeah.
That's not too big. Oh, that's not bad.
It's best to get both at the same time because you spend more money if you get them separately. Spend $10 extra.
Nah.
They got a collector's edition for $147 on eBay.
I'm not that far in, so I'll stick with the standard. Yeah, for sure. Doki, check it out, folks. If y'all into, just check it out. I think I said too much already, but yeah, check it out. It's great.
Yo, isn't like Police Knots like a digital novel type style game?
Who?
Police Knots. It's a Kojima game.
No, I don't know what that is.
Speaking of Kojima, he's I guess it's rumored to be working with if it's a graphic adventure game developed and published by Konami. It was written and directed by Hideo Kojima and originally released for the PC 9821 in 1994. Heard it's like really good though. But yeah, I guess Kojima is rumored to be working with something with Microsoft. Some Sony people are upset. Some Sony guys, some Sony fanboys.
Again,
Antonio and them aren't happy. So
Antonio will get over it.
I don't know. He might have something to say about it this week. I need to figure out a way to get this because I want to play it.
Doki.
Nah, Police Knots.
No. Dude, there's no way in fucking hell you will play that at all.
Police Knots or Doki?
No, Doki is too much for you.
Listen to
if
this.
You couldn't take Resident Evil, you can't take that shit. That's just.
It's a hard science fiction story. Police Knots is set in the mid 21st century and follows Jonathan Ingram, an astronaut. An astronaut recently recovered floating in space in cryosleep after an accident at a space colony sent him drifting into space 24 years ago. Now a detective in Los Angeles, Ingram travels back to the colony to investigate the murder of his ex-wife and her husband's disappearance. And he begins his investigation. As he begins his investigation, he starts to uncover an illegal organ trafficking ring.
Oh, it's Police Knots like astronauts.
Yeah.
I'll put Police Knots like a rope knot.
Oh, nah, it's not that, bro. No, I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, it's okay.
Yeah. So it was supposed to come out for Saturn.
Oh man.
But it came out on PlayStation.
I was about to say somebody did the Police. I don't know if you can see it, but they did the Death Stranding.
Oh yeah,
it's the guy from Death Stranding. I was like, what the fuck? He was around in 1994, but somebody just recreated like they did that thing with GoldenEye last week.
Oh yeah. So yeah, I've always wanted to check it out, but I never, had the opportunity, bro. So hooray for digital novels, bro. That's the only way I'll get into it is if I play something from someone I know. Like a Kojima, Yep. So
you ready? You're back.
Oh, I was back.
Oh, you were back. Sorry.
I was back.
My bad.
It's all good.
But yep. So these acquisitions.
Bro.
Just shy of 2 months, Sony acquired Finnish developing team Housemarque. Sony seems very happy with this partnership, with the head of PlayStation Studios, Herman Holst, stating, "We can't wait to show everyone what will be in store in the upcoming years, and we hope to usher in more lasting memories and exhilarating titles for the next quarter century and beyond." And, this information came from GameIndustryBiz.com.
Mm-hmm.
With this, there's more, I feel there's definitely more diversity within the gaming aspect of PlayStation, but, you're more into the developer stuff more so than I am, So do you feel this was a good acquisition? I mean, because they made your game Returnal. They did.
It made sense.
Yeah.
It made sense in the Sony way. A lot of people, looked at the acquisition of Bethesda from Microsoft as kind of like sacrilegious, you know. It's just like, you don't just go around buying studios like that, you know. Gotta be like Sony, you know. Gotta cultivate, you know, and you know, so Sony of course has this track record of like, you know, working with essentially a second party studio. Excuse me. For the most part, Housemarque has been second party. I know they did have a game. I can't remember what it was called. I don't know, but it was on both consoles before going back to work on Returnal exclusively for the PS5s. So you know, it's not surprising to me that Sony would pull the trigger on this and welcome them into the Sony fold. It's just interesting to see what they're. You know, you look at Microsoft, and it's really obvious that Microsoft is kind of really on this like Netflix a gaming style of strategy. You know, they're purchasing a bunch of studios that makes sense for them to do that because they need to have content going all the time, right? They have to constantly have new content coming in and going out, which is why they want to be able to have, you know, one banger every quarter. You know, they want to have a huge blockbuster game every quarter. And you know, with Sony, it's just kind of like they kind of want to do things. Seems like they're just doing things like, you know, kind of how they've been in the past. And whether or not that's best for, you know, their business, only time will tell. You know, we have no idea. We can't speak for the future. For me personally, I think, you know, I think it made sense. I think Housemarque is a talented developer. Returnal, you know.
I've been doing stuff for Sony for years. Like they had Stardust.
Yeah.
It was Next Machina or Storm Divers. The game you were talking about.
So I played Alien Nation, and Zombie Nation. And Zombie Nation,
Dead Nation too. I think.
Dead Nation, yeah, that's what it is. Dead Nation, yeah. So Dead Nation was on PS3. It was one of like those earlier games that was on like the PlayStation, you know, I guess a PlayStation store to just kind of be like, hey, we can do this too, you know, like it's back in Sony's earlier online PlayStation store days where you know, it wasn't that much there, but you know, they had a lot of indie stuff and that was on there, you know, and like you said, Super Stardust, you know, which I always felt was like very similar to like Geometry Wars. You know, I felt like that was kind of like a response to Geometry Wars and Xbox Live Arcade, and you know, so it makes sense for them to work with them. You know, I'm excited to see what they're gonna have next. You know, they kind of really in the past made a lot of like, you know, smaller arcadey style games that were more like in the vein of like a twin stick shooter, like a Smash TV or, you know, something like that back in the day.
I love
you know what
Smash
I'm saying?
TV. Yeah.
So, you know, more of that, you know, more of that style. And I feel like, you know, they kind of brought it into modern era with Returnal, because Returnal is just like a very much arcade shooter, married with, you know, the roguelike elements. Returnal's hard as shit, yo. I suck at that game, yo. I suck at video games, John. I feel like my zenith, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I feel like I want to be
zenith.
Bro, I want to be able to play, you know, like these you know, I want to be able to play Elden Ring when it comes out, but I know it's going to be hard as shit.
You know it's going to be.
You know what I mean? Like you know, but I just need to get good, John. I just need to get good, you know what I mean? That's my fault.
This game just came out. It's on everything. It's another indie. What's it called? It's called something Ender Lilies or something like that.
Okay.
Have you heard that? I want it, but you know, it's an action RPG, I think. But they compared it kind of to Dark Souls, and that any comparison to that game, I'm like, yeah, no, I'm not ready. I can't do it. You looking it up?
Yeah. Ender Lilies.
Was
a side scroller? Okay. So you know what though? You know, I played Salt and Sanctuary, Salt and Sacrifice, which is like a 2D action RPG. It's like they called it a 2D Dark Souls. I had more success with that than, you know, a 3D obviously Dark Souls game, because I don't know. I grew up playing 2D side scrollers. So
I'm such trash in those games. I don't see how people do it. I tip my hat to everyone that has conquered a Dark Souls game. Like, yeah, like I'm like, am I stupid? Like, like, I just don't, I can't
no,
do
it
it.
just it
Like,
just comes down to patience. It just comes down
yeah,
to
which I don't have any of.
like if you wanted to be good at Dark Souls game, you could be. Like it just like that's the thing with hard games for me. It's not like I appreciate the hell out of hard games, and I appreciate the hell out of From Software especially because they're just like, yo, we're gonna make hard as shit games, like and it's really like it kind of comes down to the game like demanding you to learn it, right? And so in learning it, you understand it and you're able to acquiesce, appropriately, right? But if you're like me, who's just like, I play a lot of games, so like if it's really something that hooks me, I'll beat your game. But if not, like I'm on to the next one. So like if the challenge is something that I'm like, okay, like listen, I will play the hell out of some Ghost of Tsushima, because it's accessible.
Right.
I love Sekiro, right? I love Sekiro. I think the atmosphere, I think all of it is just, I'm all about it, but it's hard as shit. So from an accessibility standpoint, I have to want to overcome these hurdles. If I don't want to or don't feel like it because I can just go play something else, then I'm going to miss out on, more of the game. And then that's when people kind of get into like, you need to have easy modes in From Software games. But I'm just kind of like, yo, if they want to make their games hard as shit, like that's on them. Like they want to make their games hard as shit. Like you can't demand them to make their game accessible. They made the game the way they want to make it.
Yeah, it's just like play something else. But it's like, my thing is, it's like challenging doesn't equal, right. Challenging doesn't equal great to me.
Right.
It's just like, that's just something I just avoid. But I'm not going to sit up here and tell a developer, you're too hard. Your game is too hard. I'm sorry. I can't do it. No, I'm just going to play something else. I'm sorry. I'm not going to take away from the game,
I think
Dark Souls is probably a great game. Bloodborne was a great game. I just couldn't mess with it at all. It wasn't my speed.
Yeah, and I think, again, like it really just kind of comes down to your patience, right? Or your or what you like. If you want to be good at something because you love it that much or like it that much, you will. But like
right.
if that's I don't know. Like whenever I get to a boss in From Software games, I'm just like, yeah, like okay, if this is the first boss, like. I'm not playing this shit. No worry.
Like the first boss on Bloodborne beat the shit out of me. I was like, I can't. I beat it eventually, but I was like, I'm not doing this. This is the first boss. Imagine what's next.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm done.
Yeah,
I'm
man.
good.
And then too. So those games take a lot of time.
Yeah.
So
and patience, like you said.
So I don't, like. Again, I appreciate the hell out of From Software. All the developers, like what they do, their craft at essentially making a game that demands the utmost perfection from you is not something that's easy, right? Like, so we look at it like, damn, this shit is hard, to play it. Like, imagine making that, because Dark Souls is never, those games are never like, they don't cheat you. It's just like you have to get better. Like you gotta get good. You know what I'm saying? So it's this like you have to have the desire to get good. Like if you don't, then just go play Ghost of Tsushima. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's what that's what I'm gonna do. You know what I mean? I'm gonna play the shit out of it and I'm gonna have a good time. It doesn't make either of them better or worse than like you said. It just being hard doesn't make it good.
Right.
So,
like, with the rumor of Blue Point Games being acquired by Sony, last week or whatever, that got debunked. But this will be roughly like the third acquisition by Sony. They got Insomniac, they got Gorilla Sucker Punch.
Mm,
Do you think there are any developers, Mr. Pendleton, that you think should be under the Sony umbrella as well? Is there any developer you would love to see just be under Sony umbrella, or does it matter to you at all?
yeah, man, I don't, when it comes to like that acquisition shit, like I don't like that's that's like just kind of business, I personally would like for everyone to be as independent as possible, because then that means,
Mm-hmm.
that's true freedom, right? I guess
Right.
I mean, I don't own my own development studio, so I can't say like, hey, it's better this way or that way. But from the outside looking in, like, I feel like obviously if companies, are outside, and they're independent by themselves, then they have more creative freedom, right? Not
Mm-hmm.
necessarily monetary freedom, And so, if a studio decides like, hey, this is what's in their best interest to continue to grow, to continue to be, a better studio in the long run, to side with, a PlayStation or a Microsoft or a Nintendo or whatever, and unfortunately an EA, gross, um like that's their prerogative, like who am I? Like I don't know, like I don't know, like I don't in this my mentality now as a 38-year-old man, as a 38-year-old gamer is like I don't really care because I have everything. So it doesn't
Right.
it doesn't matter
Yeah.
if, Kojima makes a game with Microsoft, like I'll just, if it's only on Xbox, then I'll go buy an Xbox. Like it's a Kojima game. Like I have to get it, I'm not going to be upset, Like what does that shit do? Like I don't I don't understand,
Um.
like, like this whole, like, no, there's I don't care who buys who. I think in the long run, depending on how much more this is going to be, and if there's going to be any type of indie sector, right, in the long run, that's, even a big indie studio like an Insomniac before they were purchased by Sony, you know, what's the industry going to look like? And is it still going to be healthy? That's the only thing I care about, So I don't give a shit if Sony buys anyone. I don't give a shit if Microsoft buys anyone. I just only care about being able to not have my hobby be destroyed by greed or by whatever, like, so that's all I care about. Sony can buy whoever they want. I think from a standpoint that makes sense. Housemarque makes sense. From another standpoint, I guess, Blue Point would make sense. Don't know what's going on with that. You know, don't know what's going on with that. But it would make sense because they have made, multiple games with them, and, they have the ability to have that relationship and to be working in house with them. I guess it would make sense. Just like Sony purchased another company at the same, pretty much a day or two after purchasing Housemarque. It's called Nixxes Software. Nixxes.
What have they done?
I believe Sony. Yeah, so Sony has acquired PC porting studio Nixxes Software. Will join PlayStation Studios family. So again, with this push to get into more PC base revenue, Sony's decided to purchase a studio that does porting from console to PC. Just makes sense. It's just for them, if they want to continue to kind of play in this market, which I feel like makes business sense. You want to have your games as many places as possible, and of course, if you can have it on a fully like unwalled garden, which is the PC, like it just kind of makes sense, right? So bro, I'm telling you, they're all going to be on like the same consoles in the future. Like fucking PlayStation games are going to be on like Xboxes. Xbox is going to be on PlayStation. Like Nintendo's going to be like the last holdout if they ever decide to like do anything else. They don't really have to. They can just keep being themselves.
Mm-hmm.
It's weird, bro. Sorry.
And Nintendo has like 30 mascots, so it's like they're going to keep getting like I guess the blow over, like, the Personas on there now. The Strikers, don't be
Right.
quoting other ones. Strikers. That's on there
Mm-hmm.
now. Crash is on there. It's like random little stuff is just coming in their way. But like you said, Nintendo doesn't need to do that shit.
Hey,
None of them really, really, really do. Do you think? The Game Pass was huge, but
I feel like everyone's gonna kind of do their own business thing, right? I feel like as you know
like, I guess my question is, like, does exclusivity matter anymore?
I think it does. I think it does to an extent where it's interesting how Sony does their exclusivity, right? A lot of it is they'll do like you have like Horizon Zero Dawn, right? And it's out for PlayStation, and then it comes out, like 3 years later, 4 years later on PC, 3-4 years later. So that's still console exclusivity, right? Exclusivity. What is it? What is
It's
it?
that.
Okay, exclusivity. Right?
Yeah.
But then at the same token, like since they own the platform or the IP, the product, they're able to put it in another place if they want. And why not, right? Why not put it in
Right.
this like wide open space that's like not exclusive for anyone really? It's just the PC. It's just a wide open market. Like people that get upset over that, like I don't get that shit. Like you literally get upset because people basically feel like, oh, well, then why did I buy a PlayStation 5? Because you're not going to buy a $3,000 PC. Shut the
That's
hell
what I
up.
was about to say. I was about to say they want to justify their purchase and justify their means. That's it. They don't want to be. They don't want to look dumb.
As long as it's the best place to play on console and you have, that console, then I guess if you care about those wins or losses, then you have that there, right?
Right.
At the end of the day, like, who cares? Like, people have. There is a petition signed for Kojima to not make a game for Xbox exclusive.
And people signed this.
And people signed this.
Gross.
Like,
you're not about to block my wallet at all. Sit down.
Right.
Like
Right.
Please stop it.
Like,
Yeah,
bro,
like,
if the roles were reversed and someone came to you and was like, yo, fam, I'm going to give you a bag of money. Make something for me. You mean to tell me
Say less.
You'd be like, no. Because the fans over at PlayStation would kill me. No.
Fuck out of
what
here.
is wrong
Say
with
less.
you?
Where do I sign?
Right
now.
Exactly. So stop this stupid bullshit of actually feeling personally attacked and emotionally connected to this shit, because do you think Sony cares about you? They don't care about you.
Not nigger.
They
They
don't care about you in the slightest. No one cares about anyone. At the end of the day, like, we're all just, they're all just there to make money. And I'm all here to make money too, John,
Hey.
I had a Freudian slip when I
point.
said we're, but it was the reality that I'm here to make money too, John. You feel me? So,
Hey.
yeah.
Anything else to add about the PlayStation Indie situation? Because you're.
Well, I know there was some indies recently who were upset about how they feel that they're being treated by Sony. And
your thoughts on that?
I mean, it's a business, right? I don't know. I read some reports. So there was an individual who went on Twitter, and he was pretty upset about his I guess the state of his relationship with Sony. He is an independent developer. I don't know, studio head, or what. But he just had some choice words to say regarding how he feels like he's not. I guess it's hard to get prominent placement on the PlayStation Store, and I mean, like the reality is all of these digital storefronts are trash, right? Like, and I think we haven't gotten to a place where whether it's the Apple Store, the App Store, the Google Play Store, PlayStation Store, Microsoft Store, all these Steam, all these digital storefronts, like they're new. Like we're just like kind of walking into this shit, like over the past decade, like, this is new territory. This isn't like, it's like in the 50s, Johnny would bring his truck and his Ford F-150 from the farm and sell some cattle. It's not that shit. It's like, it's new. It's like, okay, like we have a storefront and literally if you want to sell your stuff, you can sell it here. But there's not really like this organized thing, right? Anywhere. Like they all suck, right? I'd imagine shit. I mean, us, and I don't even think of this, right? I don't think of this because it would drive me crazy. Like when someone goes on Spotify, right, and they look up and they're looking for gaming podcasts. Like I love All Day I Play Radio. This is the greatest gaming podcast of all time. Right now, though, if you look up gaming podcasts on Spotify, All Day I Play Radio is not going to pop up. Like we're on a store, we're part of a storefront that we have to basically get there, right? Like we have to grow ourselves to the point that people take notice, not, expecting the Spotify's or the Apple Podcasts or the Google Podcasts or whoever to just put us, front line and center. Like it's just not, like it's just, we have to work to get there, like, and I don't know who, this individual is, I don't know what games they produce because I didn't really read much into it, but they're very upset about how, they feel as though Sony, kind of takes advantage of, their standing and, kind of, he made a point to say that, Sony was pretty much like, yo, if you give us $25,000, then, we can guarantee you more of a better placement or whatever, and that's, if I'm an indie studio, I don't, you might not have that money, you know what I mean? And so in that regard, like, I mean, I guess you got to pay to play. I mean,
right.
I'm not in that situation, but, I feel bad for those individuals, but, I think it's a business at the end of the day. And I've read something somewhere else too that said like that they're severely understaffed and, I don't know. I think there just needs to be, as time goes on, there'll be better processes. But PlayStation 5s, I guess they have more of a better like live page, I want to say, that kind of like shows you like what's going on PlayStation and
the
like
PlayStation blogs.
Yeah, well, it's more of like PlayStation blog, but no one's like really going to PlayStation blog like that. You know what I mean? Like,
I didn't know it existed until that.
Yeah, yeah. So
what? But about the storefront thing, people that what you just basically described was entitlement.
Yeah.
They feel they should be. You know what I mean? Like when you use example, use like All Day I Play Radio is great. Which we are.
Yeah,
follow
we are.
And subscribe. But we don't expect to be broadcasted right there. You know what I mean? Like we gotta work.
We got work.
We gotta grind. Like everything. And we're still working. We're still learning. We're still doing shit. And we appreciate y'all that sticking by us. But it's like the fact that if you think anything of the contrary, you're entitled as shit.
Damn, John called him entitled. You know what I'm saying?
Sorry.
Yeah, I think there's definitely, like I said, I read something else that said like they're severely understaffed and that, that's a Sony problem. They need to fix that. And, I think, there's probably obviously, room for both sides to kind of like, understand like the limitations and or, the opportunities, that play a role in being able to do better. And I think as time goes on, like it'll get better, but, I don't know. Like, I know you love indie games. Like I know.
Yeah, I do.
You like, you're all about indie games, and myself, like when I think of indie games, like, and you look back in the past, right? And you look at like a place like an Xbox 360, right? So Xbox 360, PlayStation 3, we have this new, vehicle to deliver games. You could download your games, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so, you look at these two consoles back then, and it was just kind of like, okay, like, you were waiting for the big shit to come out, right? You're waiting for the next Halo, you're waiting for, whatever new Sony property to come out. As PS3 properties in the beginning were absolute ass. Layer, anyone? Layer. Oh my god. But in the meantime, these console homes, of Microsoft, and PlayStation, they used indies, even PS4, they used indies. You had this huge like push of like, oh, let's get the indie, developers on the limelight and up front. And I think like just kind of that being, with indies being successful on PC, obviously, and then now, we have this vehicle to be able to deliver, indies, because indies may not be able to afford to, put print out a disc and, make all these box copies and, ship them out, so, they have this vehicle to be able to just, now we can download games on our console as opposed to just having to go to a store to buy a disc or a cartridge, right? And so, you look at these, you look at Sony and you look at Microsoft, and they just were using indies because they didn't have anything yet. Like, they didn't have any games yet. So it'd be like, yeah, indies, we love our indies and all this other shit. But once they get their games that are rolling, once, Horizon's out, once Spider-Man's out, God of War is out, like once these top games are out, and a few more before that, Metal Gear, the indie scene just goes silent from, from a standpoint of the console, Sony and Microsoft standpoint. Like, they only use indies when they don't have shit else to play. Like, that's literally it, And Nintendo, I believe, saw that and then took that, but still have done a really good job of just not being shitty to their indie developers. And so, in these articles you read, so check it out. There's a Bloomberg's article by Jason Schreier, who does, like, I think he does some really cool articles. Some people think he's a shill or whatever. I don't care about shit like that. I just like to read and be informed. Like, I don't give a shit about, my man's political stances, none of that shit. Like, he does good work. He has really good, I feel like, journalistic skills, and he tells, whatever it is, whatever I want to read. Like, that's it. Like, shit, like, people do their job. Like, yo, get off people's nuts, yo. Like, and again, I'm not affiliated with my man at all in any way, but just like, let people do their job, and if you want to be, critical of their job, that's fine, but don't just be tearing people down. It's just enough of this shit nowadays, yo. Like, just stop.
Cancel culture is real.
Yeah, man. Just stop this shit, though. You know what I'm saying? So you check out he did a Bloomberg's article a lot on a lot of these developers, these indie developers, kind of, being prominent on Twitter and being vocal and calling out Sony. I'll take a look at that. Like I said, Jason Schreier on Bloomberg, article is going to be around PlayStation indies and PlayStation, not really being, I guess, fair. I don't know. Yeah. But check it out. I'm sorry, I was trying to pull it up, but my phone is being like really weird right now.
It's cool. Yeah, I was wondering.
I'm sorry. I was trying to pull up exactly what we had going on here. Let me. But
he writes for Kotaku too.
I don't think he does anymore. He did.
Oh,
in the
he
past.
used to at least.
He might. I guess he might still do some stuff with them. I don't know.
Does like guest editing or something like that.
Yeah, but
But yeah, man, you were passionate about that one.
Yeah, man. Like, listen, man. Like, I think, like, at the end of the day, like, we just kind of like like if you go to work, right? Like imagine if you
Mm.
go to work, like yeah, you know, this individual puts themselves out there, obviously, right? Because that's their job. But imagine if you go to work and like literally everything that you do is like criticized by like the masses, like everything that you do, everything that you say. Like we just kind of gotta like not be like that about people. Like it has nothing to do with who he is and what he does. It just has to do with like just being humans. Like when did we get to a point that we just like are so like ready to just want people to just not essentially like have a voice and they might as well be dead type of shit. Like we there's no way to like there's no way to have like real conversation like that. Like that shit is there's that's only regression. You know what I mean? Like we just gotta stop being like that, yo.
I'm gonna say this.
My bad.
And this is the only thing I'm gonna say about the subject because I don't want to put any put any detriment on us. We are at a tender time right now.
We are.
That's all I'm gonna say. But sir, let's talk about these indie games right quick. Coming off that, let me help you off your soapbox there.
Hey, bro, you thought I was on a
you went
soapbox? I'm sorry.
No, it's cool. That was not necessarily a bad thing. You know what I'm saying?
I don't care if it was.
What are your
shit? It's what I had to say.
No,
like
it's
it.
what you feel.
You don't like it?
The hell?
Kick rocks. Sorry, I'm sorry. I apologize.
Or let us know. DM us at all day I play radio.
Yeah.
But what are some indie games that just make you be like, this is the bomb, this is the shit, this is filling this void between that next? Not even just filling a void. What is a great indie game to you?
So I mean, this is probably going to be unpopular. You know what I'm saying? And honestly, like I really haven't even gotten into this title as much as I'd like to, because at this point, like I just need to play it with someone else. Because it's too much of a it's too slow, for me to play by myself. Like I need someone else there with me to kind of go on that adventure with, so that I'm not bored. But that would be the Skies of No Man's, like No Man's Sky.
Oh, John plays that.
Who?
A lot. My friend that we played Overwatch with a couple weeks ago.
Word?
John, yeah, he loves that damn game.
Oh, okay, we gotta play. Yeah, because I've never played it with anyone else, and so like the whole No Man's Sky situation that came out 2016, I believe. It's one of those games that people were like highly upset about because it wasn't what it's severely under delivered. So it's made by Hello Games, small studio, I believe in the UK, in Europe. Let's say that. So they, kind of like bit off a little bit more than they could chew. Kind of had some interviews, and with their CEO, and is he the CEO? Well, he's the head of the studio, Sean Murray. Kind of.
He was on Conan promoting that game.
Yeah, he was everywhere, and it was like
everywhere.
It was really like a bad like PR like misstep to kind of like it wasn't that he's a shitty person. It's just that he just like he was just over promising, and I think if you look at when that game launched, the things that were over promised obviously weren't delivered. But if you look at where it is now, they've definitely over delivered in the long run. Just not, in the initial stages of when you spent $60, or at least when I spent $60, I got it at launch, But, for me, when it came out, I was just like, you know what? I'm going to just let this sit on ice, because they're saying they're going to keep working on it. Bro, like, for me, it was just like, yo, I've always wanted a game where I could leave the orbit of a planet, right? Fly to another planet and land on said planet. Like, that was just like,
wasn't that Doom?
Childhood Brian. No, I mean like control. I have the control to be able to do this over and over again, and then to see, because I have a fascination with space in real life, so, for them to make this, game that has, 15 quadrillion planets or stars or whatever, It's
Things
this
you could
is
visit.
yeah. So this is like childhood Brian's dream, like to have a game where I can land on as many planets as possible. Yeah, I can play like Mass Effect and shit and land on like 6 planets.
Was that right?
That's nothing. That's there's no discovery in that. You know what I mean? Like this is they made it. Damn, what's the term, John? Damn it, I can't think of the term right now. Where it auto generates everything. Damn.
Is auto generate?
Nah, it's not it. It's at random though. So it's a true sense of discovery. Like whatever planet you go to, you're not gonna look on the internet, and be like, oh, what's this planet, and what do they have there? No, you're gonna go there and you're gonna find out what they have there. Like that's it's
like
procedurally generated. Everything is procedurally generated.
Okay, I was about to say auto-populate for some reason.
Yeah,
Okay.
I mean, it's the same. It's the same thing. So everything is procedurally generated. So nothing is ever the same. So and within that, there's different elements of
Oh, that's neat. So it's like ever-changing. It's like constantly.
It's constantly. You go to another planet, it's completely different. Like you go to the next planet, and the size of these planets are the size of actual planets.
Oh my God,
like if you wanted to run around said planet, it would take you a long time to run around said planet. Like, so I've always wanted that. But it's boring as shit to play by myself, honestly, It's a resource generator.
Do you fight anything?
Yeah, you fight like, these random, so there's flora and fauna, right? It's different in every planet you go to. So you find the wildlife there, and some planets you go to have very tame wildlife. And then there's also these like things that are called sentinels that like make sure the universe is not being destroyed. They're just these random ass robots that, depending on the planet, they can be more aggressive there, or not. If you it has like a GTA cop, star system where, depending on the planet, if you kill enough sentinels, then all of a sudden you get like these like, bipedal like tank things or whatever,
They'll come and attack you.
Yeah, but it's just
They'll take you away.
It's a really chill like exploration thing, and there's a lot that you can do, but I really feel like, John, the only way I can really do it is if I do it with someone else, because I can't do it by myself. It's just too slow of a game. So
yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's all good.
Yeah, I mean, I'll let John see if he will.
Yeah, yo, let him know, because honestly, bro, I am so serious, because like I've only scratched the surface of it, because I just can't get that far into it, and I need to be able to like get deep into this game, and I just need to be able to roll. And now you can actually, and remember at first he was saying, people were asking, can you play multiplayer, and he was like, yeah, you can, but you never run into anyone, so you don't have to worry about that. And then there was people who were finding each other, and they were totally standing in the same exact coordinates, and they couldn't see each other. So
he was on Conan. He asked something one day. I'm gonna send you. Do you watch Honest Trailers on YouTube?
Yeah.
So funny. They did it on that. And so he was on Conan O'Brien. Conan asked him something. It was like, will they have this? He was like, yeah. They did not have it.
They did not have it.
It was something. I think it was the multiplayer thing, but it was so poor Sean. I felt bad for him.
Oh, I felt so bad, man. Cause like I feel like he just kind of like just bit off way more than he could chew.
Yeah.
And just, like there's some, some stories about No Man's Sky, and it's a very
horror stories.
It's, bro, like this game, first of all, like just the scope of it by itself is already like insanely phenomenal to me, right? And then you have like the graphics when it first came out looked awful, and then there were a few updates, and they keep updating it, and they keep updating it, and they keep updating it, and it's gorgeous now, right? It's just like this thing.
Yeah, you show me pics and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
yeah. Like this is just like, that now they have like mounts and everything. You can ride mounts, and they added the building structure. After the game came out a little bit. Like it has just extremely changed into more than what it even was supposed to be, and it's just like from a standpoint again, like this is. For me, this is the most ambitious indie game I've ever seen. And I will always say that. And even, bro, when the game came out and it wasn't what they kind of really said it was supposed to be, but they were like, yo, we're going to keep working on it, bro. I honestly didn't fault them, even though they made me spend $60 and essentially lied to my face. I just felt like, okay, over time, like, like they had like that big worm that you just saw in that right there. Like there was
Beetlejuice, like shit. Yeah.
There was like, they had that like in one of the first trailers where it was like this huge worm, and like it was nowhere to be found in the actual game when the game first came out. Like,
and people went looking for that thing probably too.
Yeah, people, because bro, it's like when I tell you, like, this is the most. Like, I can only play it with someone else because I feel like if I'm exploring something with someone else, like, I will actually do it. And it's the ultimate, like, exploration game. And this is, for me, psychologically, there's nothing else that's like that I've come across. I know there's other similar games. Astroneer comes to mind. But No Man's Sky will always be on my hard drive for me to be able to play at any given point. Actually, I don't think it's on there now, but.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Sorry.
Jesus.
Well, I just didn't put it on the PS5. Has I downloaded? No, I haven't downloaded my PS5 yet. I don't think.
What will happen?
But yeah,
Probably
man.
today.
So that's like I know you got more, but
I've. That's the only one you have.
Yeah, man. It's just for me,
that's your bread and butter.
It's just, again, man, like to make a game that's essentially like the universe, and it's made by an indie studio. It's kind of like the greatest story for me.
Man, well, I have 3.
My dog.
I asked you before because I love indie games, especially since I got the Switch.
And that's what it is too. It's the Switch for you. That's what it is.
It's probably the Switch for me because it's like to go in. Indie games are usually quick and like not all of them, but like most of them.
Right.
They're quick. They're pick up and play. They're not. They're not too much. I just love them. Not all of them, but the ones I've played.
Right.
One of them being What Remains of Edith Finch.
Okay.
I actually had this on PS4.
Okay.
I love experience type of games, right? I love them. So you play as a young woman revisiting a house she and her family grew up in. She is trying to uncover this curse revolving around her family being that, only one child survives per generation. Everybody else dies in their generation. So you basically inspecting the house for clues or reminders through the main character, which is Edith, through her point of view. So every time she logs in her journal, you are reliving. So say she's talking about, I don't remember the characters' names, but say she's talking about like somebody named Nick, right?
Okay.
So you're reliving Nick's, what happened to him. So like say Nick, and again, this is not his name. Don't quote me. I'm sorry. I should have researched this more. But anyway, he was on a swing and he just kept swinging. And you have to like use the sticks to you control his legs to swing to the point where he just flies off into the water. Okay. And then it comes back to her. And then you're talking about another girl. And it switches from the game to her point of view, which is like a comic strip now. Now she's getting, stalked by like a killer or something like that. So, it's one of those type of things. It's a puzzle adventure type of game. Okay. So the game was like 4 hours. I beat it literally in like a morning. So, but it was amazing. I loved it. It was free. It might still be free. I don't know.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of that game. They make another game too, right?
Did they?
Yeah,
Find that out for me,
I got
please,
you.
because I will play it.
I
That
got you.
joint was the bomb. Second being Transistor.
Okay,
Dude, Super Giant is my jam, you
it
know.
is.
So I love this game. You have this game, don't you?
Yes, I got Transistor when it came out. Yep, I'm on PS4.
Yeah, it's good, dude. Bomb. Bastion walked so this game could run. Some people think Bastion was better. They're even to me. They're just two different types of not genre. They're pretty much the same thing, but
Mm-hmm.
it's like they're different time periods. She's more futuristic, and Bastion was more so like not medieval, but like around
Mm-hmm.
that time period. But anyway, you play as a young lady named Red, a club singer who was almost assassinated by this corrupt group of individuals. I think their name was the Karmata or something like that.
Okay.
But the sword that they were trying to kill her with struck another dude. I don't know if he was a fan. I don't know if he was her lover or whatever. He just got hit by. He took the blow for her,
Okay.
and so his essence went into the sword, which is called the transistor. And now he's narrating the guy that narrated Bastion, and in
Mm-hmm.
Hades, he plays Hades.
Okay.
I forgot his. Oh my god, I forgot the voice actor's name. I feel so bad, but he was amazing. He's an amazing voice actor. Let me look him up right now because I don't want to. I'm gonna give him props. He's great.
Yeah, the other game that the developer of What Remains of Eden Finch is the Unfinished Swan.
The
The
Unfinished
Unfinished
Swan.
Swan. Yeah, it was originally I believe it was PS3 game. Pretty cool. Use like paint to like basically see everything in the world. I had it on PS3.
I want that. I
Um,
wonder if it's on anything else.
what Unfinished Swan? It's on PS4.
Unfinished. Okay.
Yeah, it's on PS4 now.
Is it on Switch?
It is on PS3, PS4, PlayStation Vita,
Hey,
Microsoft
that
Windows,
works too.
and iOS.
Oh, even I could
You
get on
could
my
play
phone.
it on your phone.
Hey,
It's
I
pretty
don't
cool.
like mobile games though.
Nah.
But Logan Cunningham is the gentleman's name. He
Okay.
is amazing. Look him up, ladies and gentlemen. Yo, he's a great voice actor. But
Okay.
you know, where was I? So now, you're going through the city trying to find out, the truth of the why, the what, the when, the where, why she's being targeted. Everything is a
Okay.
great action RPG. Music was the shit.
All right.
We both were big on soundtracks and stuff. So,
Right.
but yeah, it's just you and Transistor. He's talking to you through the whole way. It's
Okay.
just great. Now,
Now.
number one indie game of all time to me.
Okay,
The one
Jonathan
I
Moon.
had the biggest. Can I get a? No, Celeste was a masterpiece.
Okay,
Yo.
Celeste. I still got Grease,
Celeste.
John. I gotta play Grease.
Grease was also amazing. That's an honorable mention for me. That was close. That didn't make the list. When I asked you like 3 or 5, you said 3. She was like the 5th.
Okay.
But yeah, no, Celeste was a masterpiece, dude. It takes place on the mountain. The mountain is called Celeste.
Okay.
And you're playing as a young woman named Madeline.
Mm-hmm.
Without giving too much, you basically are
Damn, for real, I
climbing.
thought her name was Celeste the whole time.
Nah, the mountain is called Celeste. Without giving too much, you're basically climbing this mountain by jumping, climbing, dashing. She learns little abilities too, like I was talking to you about Homegirl from Spirit Fair.
Uh-huh.
Amazing platformer, dude. If you like platforming games, there's no reason why you don't have this. I'm sorry.
Okay.
And the reason I love this game so much is that the mountain represents all the obs. It's big representation in this game. It's big, morals. It's a story there. The
Okay.
reason I love this game so much is because the mountain represents all the obstacles that you may have to face through your actual life.
Right,
Somebody might piss you off. You got to get around that. You might have some issues. You got to get through those. It touches on Madeline's anxiety, her depression, which she is going through, which they make to me clear pretty much throughout the game. And it's something she just has to overcome. There's a side B, they do it like a cassette. So side A is like the original game.
Okay.
And side B is like the game on steroids. I didn't do side B.
Okay.
I beat it. I was like, basically call me a punk bitch. I was like, I'm good. But the stuff was difficult, but I do want to jump back into it. They celebrated their 3-year anniversary. They made like a second a part 2
Okay.
this past January that I need to check out.
Oh, snap.
Yeah, so But yeah, like What Remains of Edith Finch, Transistor, and Celeste, all three of my indie games have strong female protagonists.
There you go.
Hey.
I guess the only other indie game that I really feel like kind of like, I don't know, is really the shit to me was Absolver, from a different type of standpoint. And
What'd you feel about that?
I really enjoyed it, man. It's like basically like, build a fighter, create a fighter, So I'm really excited for, Sifu to come out in the upcoming, months, time. I don't know when that game comes out, but I'm really excited to play that. So I guess that would be more of my honorable mention when it comes to indie games.
Maybe you're one.
We'll see. I'm hyped for Sifu, dog, But yeah, man, I think all those games, all those titles that you have mentioned, bro, I think there's a lot of solid indie game, reception on the Switch, and
yeah,
it's crazy because the Vita was that before the Switch came out, but Sony just shit the bed with it like they always do, so.
Yeah, it's like so many more. Like, like I said, Bastion, and then the Goose Game, the Untitled Goose Game. So many more, dude.
Yeah, I need to get my Switch
Super
back.
Hot is another one.
Super hot. Yeah. So I need to get my Switch back, man, because I like to play my indie stuff. Like I played a lot of indie stuff on Vita. Like a ton of indie stuff was on Vita. So.
But you hate handhelds, though.
Yeah, I do. But I don't know. Well, shit. Now I got Steam and stuff. So yeah, I can play all that stuff on my PC. Let's get it.
I will stay with my Switch.
Yeah, you were, sir. Yeah, you are, sir.
I love my Switch, yo. I don't give a shit.
I love LA. We love it.
That is all I have for you today, sir.
Sir, same as well, sir. I appreciate the game talk as always, and
always, man.
All Day I Play Radio episode 35. John, let them know where we can find us at.
You can find us at Twitter at ADIP Radio.
Yep.
On Instagram, you can follow us on All Day I Play Radio. You can hear us on all your favorite streaming platforms. You can Google us. Did you know you could Google us, dude? And they pull up the actual media player underneath. You can Google us, All Day I Play Radio, all 5 words. Just type it in. We'll be there for your listening pleasure. You can find myself at 9000 Moon Knight on Twitter.
Get up.
At Moon Knight 9000 on Instagram. You can find my boy here, Brian Pendleton at Brian P_83
Get
on both Instagram and Twitter. He made it easy for you. Same name. It rhymes too. So there you go. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Follow and subscribe. So you can follow us on YouTube as well. All Day I Play Radio.
Yeah. Appreciate it, John. As
always. I appreciate you, sir.
We will holler at you all later.
Yes. Later.
Peace and love.
Peace. There it is.